Yes, took off my beanie cap. No matter how cold it might be outside, and after being in front of a fire, it gets hot. Alright. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, tapering it down of making the handle. I'm going to make this top part, the tip of the blade. You can start seeing how it's taking shape. Keep drawing this out. Like so, and then back out this direction. Start seeing a blade. You can actually see the metal basically condense. You can call it fibers like in wood, but it starts looking cool. I should have like a clock behind me so you can see how long we've been out here. Been out here already for like almost 3 hours, and the only far we've gotten is cutting it, folding it, and forging the handle. 3 hours. Very therapeutic. And yes, I switched to a smaller hammer. I have a little more control. And I can shape things a little bit faster. Well, faster with more accuracy. And we're just drawing it back out some more. Hitting it when it's almost like, as soon as it changes back from almost like the normal steel color, from that darkish reddish color to when it goes back, that's when you can do your fine tuning. The metal is still very, movable, malleable, but you can move it in just very small increments, like 0.5 millimeters at a time. It's a great time to get everything flattened out, or more even. Try to hit the flat of the face as possible. Alright, what I'm going to show you is something that I've learned through my trial and error. As soon as you start tapering it out, you usually doesn't come out even. So right now, I don't know if you can see, let's get a little closer. The tapering is not completely, there you go, it's not completely even. So in other words, when I put this back in the forge, this tip is going to get hotter way faster because it's thinner and energy can transfer into it faster than this thicker part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gently quench this tip part so this temperature drops by keeping this one, up in the, around 1,000 degrees, 800 something degrees. Well, now it's less than that. But make it short, we're going to cool this off so that way it doesn't burn inside the forge, and we're going to heat this back up so we can get this to a little bit more even taper. Alright, right now I've got it back in the forge, and I'm trying to keep the tip away from the heat, from the main part of the heat, so I can get back to the near the hilt of the knife, so I can get that part to come out just a little bit thinner. And you can start seeing the metal start to change to like an orange glow right where I need it. As you can tell, not too bad, right where I need it. And let's make it thinner real quick. And after doing that, it makes it, it widens it out. So now we're going to try to stretch it out. I know most likely when you first get into blacksmithing, the most important thing to put your most money in is a good anvil. I'm using the edge of this anvil a lot. On cheaper anvils, it can shatter or crack, but a very good anvil is definitely worth the money. And there's a lot of good anvils out there. As you see, I have my glove back again because we're going to chisel cut the top. probably show you more about how to control the fire. The fire is your key element. Having a good fire is a lot to do with it. You'll spend more time trying to heat things up. I'll show that to you in another video because I could spend probably like 20 minutes just showing you how to control your fire. So let's go ahead and quench this. Got my safety glasses. Find the hammer. And do not get into the habit of grabbing metal because you will eventually burn your hand like I've done many times. I've been playing around with the blade a little bit, trying to see what it kind of wants to be, and it looks like probably the best thing for me to do is probably make it into like a buck knife style, simple flat back, tilt on the top. See how it turns out. Just going to quench just the blade part. It's not much of the handle. Move the water around because steam is actually creating an air barrier between the metal and the water, and you're trying to get it to cool as fast as possible. So move it around as much as possible. And it didn't move that much, but when you do quench, if you had a straight blade, most likely it will not be straight too much or perfect as it was before, because it is cooling. Steam is coming up in different areas of the blade, creating air pockets, which means one area is getting cooler faster than another, which metal is still in a liquid type form, so the crystallization is not very even. So the blade can pull to one side or another, depending actually on the bucket of water. If it's not enough water, it can cause some really weird effects. It can pull to one side, a lot of things. So oil is probably your better bet. Does create a fire or flame. So water was simple, and for this blade, it's going to work out great. Hey, well, we have our knife here. Well, almost a knife. We have the piece of metal, and very soon after we remove everything that is not a knife, we'll end up having our knife. Just to show you the tempering that I've done on it, we can take this file and see that very little actually comes off when you file. That means that it was heat treated very well, which means it's most likely probably very brittle. If I took it on the side and cracked it, it'd probably break because it tempered it a little, probably too much. What you can do is you can go back and anneal it and do less of a heat treatment on it to make it a little bit more durable in some ways if you try to use it as a side prior. But I'm going to leave it the way it is because I'm not going to use this for a pry bar. I'm going to use it for its purpose, and that is to cut. Alrighty, I've polished and filed and grind down the knife here. It's kind of like a Tanto style. I don't know. I just kind of went how I felt. But it's pretty sharp. You can kind of feel that it's sharp. But just to show you how sharp it is, here we go. So we just take off a little bit. We'll do a little bit of Crocodile Dundee style of a shave here. As you can see, shaving leg hair, not too bad, not as good as a razor. But you can take about any knife, it doesn't matter how cheap it is, and just work with it and you can make it sharp. And the thing is durability is the next thing, is how long can this knife stay sharp. So, you can do tests like keep cutting cardboard over and over and over and over. Cardboard's pretty, it'll dull a knife pretty fast, but it's a pretty durable knife out of a lawnmower blade. And we'll put a handle on it in a minute. What I ended up doing, since I couldn't barely even get through, you can see here, since that part was tempered, the part that was annealed was back here for the handle to keep it a little bit more fragile. I was able to drill a hole through that pretty easily, so I'm going to try a different type of handle and see where it goes, but yeah, it was tempered pretty hard here. Well, I ended up not being able to find any busted handles or any wood that I wouldn't have to wait a couple of days to glue together. So I did find some twine. It works great, but it actually makes a really good grip handle. Pretty clean cut. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video where we took a lawnmower blade, turned it into a small utility knife with a twine handle. It was fun making it, and it was fun making this video. So please leave some feedback on YouTube. It could be good or bad. That's fine with me. I'm trying to learn how to make these videos and how to inform you on the things that I've learned in life and the things we do here at Magnus. So please leave some feedback. Join us on the YouTube channel. Like us on Facebook, and check out our website, magnusmetalworks.com. Thanks, and be great.